Israel have been accused of war crimes. But the narrative has long been that they are defending themselves. We have all heard it. Israel has a right to defend itself. When pro-Palestinian activists accuse Israel of targeting civilians, that charge is often denied. But why then are so many political figures, even in the Western countries, candidly admitting that punishing the civilian population of Gaza is exactly what Israel is doing? For example, the current Foreign Secretary of the UK and the ex-Prime Minister, David Cameron, has described Gaza as a prison camp. He has also criticized settler violence in the West Bank and also said that the death toll in Gaza is too high. We also have the case of the French ambassador to the UN, who told the Huffington Post that there is an absolute necessity to stop attacks against civilians. He went on to say that what is happening now is a massive violation of the Geneva Conventions. It should stop now. We also have Ben Wallace, ex-UK Defense Secretary, writing in an article for The Telegraph quite clearly that Israel have been taking out their rage on the Palestinians. He wrote that Israel needs to stop this crude and indiscriminate method of attack, and it needs to combat Hamas differently. Even the French leader, Macron, has come out with harsh words about what Israel is doing on the Gaza Strip. Fighting terrorism, he says, does not mean that Israel have to flatten Gaza. He went even further, saying that we cannot let the idea take root that an efficient fight against terrorism implies to flatten Gaza or attack civilian populations indiscriminately. But if Israel are committing these crimes, what is the punishment going to be? Where are the calls for sanctions? Where are the calls to designate the IDF as terrorists? Why is it not being argued that Israel are a threat to regional peace and that the Zionist government of Israel must be dismantled? Even the American president, Joe Biden, has admitted that the bombing has been indiscriminate. But instead of reining Israel in for the indiscriminate bombing of a besieged population, America is still sending them bombs. What are the people of Gaza who have lost their loved ones to this indiscriminate bombing supposed to do to achieve justice? Time and time again, we have cases of Western politicians saying statements like these, candidly mentioning, yes, the bombing is indiscriminate, etc., but nothing else. No condemnation of Israel. They still continue to support them. Bizarre. Perhaps the Palestinians may get justice from the ICC, the International Criminal Court, which was set up to prosecute war criminals. It seems not. When ICC prosecutor Karim Khan visited Israel early this month, he accepted an invitation to tour the places where the October the 7th attack took place, but refused to visit the hundreds of illegal Israeli settlements he was invited to. His visit reflects that of others, like Elon Musk, who traveled to Israel to view what the Israelis had to show from October the 7th, but saw nothing of the plight of the Palestinians. So it seems like the ICC is no good for achieving justice for the Palestinian cause. Perhaps the Palestinians may get justice in Geneva. As it so happens, the Huffington Post reported yesterday that US officials were putting pressure on Switzerland to reject a request from Palestine to hold a conference on Geneva Convention violations. This is after Biden has admitted that Israel has been indiscriminately bombing Gaza. So it seems like the West are admitting to Israeli war crimes, but at the same time actively preventing the Gazans from attaining justice. And all the while this double-speak is taking place, where Israeli actions are being granted the cover by the line, Israel has a right to defend itself, whilst these populations know that that is not what is happening. Palestinian activists will ask the question, how is this Israel exercising her right to defend herself when thousands of women and children are dead, innocent civilians, 25,000 are dead, 60,000 injured? Is this going to continue? The indiscriminate, as has been described by Joe Biden, killing of civilians?